Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray, and as always, if you could have seen what goes on before this thing starts,
you would stay tuned in. Hi, I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And good morning.
What are you two rascals up to? You got your water wings out?
Got my water wings out. I've been rowing around the neighborhood.
Well, we've had our share of rain.
We really have.
Well, you're sort of up on a hill, so you don't have a problem.
But you know, honestly,
with it.
when it rains enough, you can look down over my hill in the back and see water. And sometimes they close
that's Rock Creek going back through there.
No, that's her swimming pool, for goodness sake. She's drinking too much wine these days.
Wait a minute. Oh, my gosh.
How was your weekend in Bell Buckle?
It was great. We loved it. A lot of people from Tullahoma were over there.
Dancing, romancing.
Dancing and romancing. Dr. Jerry Anderson was there singing, and he's going to be on our show today.
Well, wonderful.
And I see we got the dog.
The dog's here.
Mm-hmm. Are you talking about my son-in-law?
No, we're not talking about Greg.
Okay. Oh, okay.
I'm glad to see Greg back there, though.
I am. Yeah, well, we have a good show today.
Merrill Meadows is here today.
Merrill is here, and she's got good things going on.
So we got all kinds of stuff going on. I want to remind you, while we have a minute here, that this is the last week for the National Watercolor Show, traveling show at the Fine Arts Center. It will be up until the 13th of April. So, excuse me, 11th of May. Started the 13th of April.
I couldn't see it.
Be up till the 11th of May. So you have a couple more days to go by the Fine Arts Center and see 40 of the best watercolors in the United States of America.
There was a couple of pieces. If I'd have had a couple of $1,000,
they're not cheap, but you can buy them.
Yeah.
You know, if you're an art person,
they're beautiful.
They are. It's all for sale. Unless it has a red dot on it, and then it's already been purchased. It always
fascinates me how they can do watercolors so precise, make it look like a portrait, you know, that you just took a picture.
Well, speaking of rain,
rain?
Watercolors.
All right.
I think, Philip, do you have that film ready? Yeah. All right. My friend Jim Phillips called me the day that couple weekends ago, and that is Rutledge Falls, folks, and there's about 20 feet of water in there.
Goodness.
Usually where that first drop is, that drops at least 20 to 25 feet down to the bottom.
That's unbelievable.
And you can walk out there and get under the falls.
Yes, and not today.
But look
not
at
on this day.
That's amazing.
That is, and so Jimmy told me Tommy York and Billy were out there and called him, and right there, down below right there, I have pictures. We got married, Fran and I got married at Rutledge Falls.
Did you?
And yeah, right there where that water flattens out, it's probably 15, 20 feet deep.
How's it working out for you?
Well, it's worked for 38 years. So isn't that something? Look at that
That's
water.
amazing.
And I couldn't get out there, so I asked Philip Scoggins, our producer who lives out on Sears Roebuck Road, which is pretty close.
And he filmed it?
If he would go out there and get some film of that for us, because that's just not something you see every day right there, that kind of water. And that gives you an indication of what kind of rain we've had around here. It's just, I don't think we're going to have to worry about the lakes getting full.
I know.
And usually we do. We've had several years we've had to worry about that, but not this year.
But that's just, I just thought that was very interesting, and you know, for you folks who can't get out and about, that's gives you, look at that.
Oh,
now that's up above the falls where you usually pull in and wash your car. There's a place right there by the Rutledge Falls Baptist Church where you can pull across the creek right there, and I've washed my car there numerous times, and that water now is probably about 5 feet deep right there.
Did we have any roads closed due to the water? How about Winchester? Did you see the hail in Winchester?
Exactly.
What did that do to the Dogwood Festival? Look at there. There you go.
All hell broke loose.
All hell broke loose in Winchester. Right?
Jerry might know a little bit about that.
I mean, it looked like it snowed over there.
I know. I couldn't
for a short
believe it.
time.
You know, and it's just been wet.
I was out of town, and I just saw it on Facebook, and I thought, oh my goodness, maybe it hit my house. But no, it just was Winchester.
Yeah, down in the bottom.
And I guess they went ahead with the Festival, but that's a shame. It probably interfered with a lot of people getting out.
Well, the rain too is
yeah.
over the
rain
weekend.
And hail
boy,
and
they've
else.
had such bad luck with that to the extent that almost every year.
I know, I know it costs a lot of money. A lot of
bad,
people invest a lot of time and energy because they do a good job. They do a great job.
Well, and it's well planned, and it's like High on the Hog, and it's like Bonnaroo, and it's like all of this stuff.
Everybody wants their
well
festivals
planned
to work out.
You know, and everybody's hoping it's going to be a pretty day that day.
Yeah.
And sometimes it just doesn't happen.
I don't want to forget that this weekend's Mother's Day.
Yes, it is.
And I'm remembering my mother and all she taught me. I know you don't notice, but but she did.
I do.
She was a special lady.
I do, because I see in our pursuits in other places around town how diligent and doggedly you know how to work to make things happen.
The work ethic
is there.
Yes,
you know, because this one right here will be dressed up singing a song, and if needs to be, she'll be on her hands and knees cleaning a commode. At the Civic Center. And I mean, that's. I
think we all do that.
Those who care about what goes on in around town. You know, the volunteers are few and far between.
Anyway, happy Mother's Day to all you mothers out there.
Yeah.
How's that?
And if you don't have anything to do, you can go to the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall for the Mother's Day buffet down there. Jay Gregory and his bunch will be having prime rib, Virginia baked ham, southern fried chicken, baked salmon,
I'm so hungry.
all kinds of vegetable salads, breads, desserts, and I'm sure they'll have some kind of entertainment of some sort or another. So,
they will. It'll be a wonderful,
so
wonderful
there's a couple
day.
of things you can do.
Jay does a good job.
Yeah.
His whole staff, Martha, Valerie, whoever else is there. They
have good food down there.
Yes, they do.
Very good food down there. You know, and I have a new friend that's going to be on today, and he is his name's Brett Campbell.
Well,
and Brett owns Middle Tennessee Music, which is an online music site that promotes independent artists. And he's going to come up and tell us a little bit about what they do and how you know the music industry has changed so much, and I don't want to get into that right now because Brett's going to help us understand that a little bit about how it's gone away from labels, having to go through a label to find music, to all the different ways on the internet that you can locate really good music and how to get a hold of it.
Right.
So that'll be fun.
And that has changed a lot. I was reading something the other day about George Jones, I guess it was, and back when in his heyday, you know, the DJs got to pick whatever music they wanted to play.
Right.
Sure.
And he was real popular. You know, he had made it a point to try to be really nice to these people because.
Yeah, and I guess you could slip them a few dollars. They might play your songs.
Oh, surely not. Surely not, for goodness sake.
Possibly.
You know, but what happened is like Elvis and these people like that, they toured, and when they toured, they weren't necessarily playing concerts. They were doing radio station tours.
You're right.
Because they could go in and talk to the DJ and sit down with their guitar and play a song and get an interview and that kind of stuff. At Clear Channel Radio just doesn't happen. Elvis couldn't get a deal today.
Oh.
Right, you're exactly right. Right, isn't that unbelievable?
So,
did you guys do something fun for Cinco de Mayo?
Worked.
Oh, okay.
How about you?
Well, no, I went and partied a little
You know,
bit.
I noticed the Forbes 500 companies was released. The list of companies was released yesterday. John, speaking of work, and ours wasn't on there.
Oh, no.
P.N. Productions wasn't one of the Fortune 500 companies?
No, we weren't on there, John.
I'll be darned. We missed again, didn't we?
Yeah, I think so. Yeah.
Can't believe it. I just can't believe it. I wanted to mention that the Grease cast has been picked for the Community Playhouse. I'm not going to tell you who all got parts because I don't remember.
Out of Grease now?
Well, no.
How do they stay on your arm?
Carrington Long and I can't think of the guy that's working with her. He's wonderful. Corin Davis is directing Grease.
Corwin is directing it?
Yes.
Good for Corwin.
He and Carrington there.
Corwin's one of ours. He used to read the news here.
I'm just so proud of our young people for stepping up and putting on a production. And that's coming up.
Time. It's time.
And this next weekend, today's Tuesday, this weekend, Long School of Dance is doing their recital at South Jackson Civic Center.
That'd be fun. So there's just all kinds of things happening.
All kinds of things are happening. We're just snowed under with
Tullahoma baseball team still winning baseball games.
Still, I wonder if they got rained out last night. Do you know?
They
probably did. They were playing in this. That would be the finals, I guess, of the district, maybe.
Probably so.
So anyway,
playing Columbia.
They
again,
won 30.
They
won. Yes, I believe you're right. Yeah, they were playing Columbia, and they've won 30 games already this year, which is a new record for Tulsa High School.
Right.
So.
And speaking about that, our young Tullahoma Motlow professional baseball player got brought back up to the Pirates this week and won a game and lost a game. So, so he has won. He has won his first game in the pros.
Right.
As a pitcher in the National Baseball.
You're speaking of Brian Morris.
Brian Morris.
Right,
yeah.
Okay.
I'm sorry I couldn't think of that name, but he's hopefully they'll keep him up there a little bit this time.
You couldn't remember the name. I can't imagine that.
Well, I was waiting on you because you're a baseball guy.
That, folks, is why we have 3 hosts on the show.
Somebody will have a burst of memory.
Right.
3 brains to make 1.
Exactly. It's, I came in this morning, and as we sit down here, I thought, I hope Peggy and John know something. No, I hope they got something.
Well, I tell you what's exciting are those 3 women that have been discovered.
Yes, it was.
Living right in the neighborhood where their family lives and been
abducted for 10 years.
10 years.
15 years. Isn't that amazing?
Yeah, it's kind of crazy.
It's just, anyway, that's exciting. I think that's
a bit of
good news. We have
so
much bad news.
We have a lot of bad news.
That's good to know.
Is General Burton back in the United States?
General Burton is about to take command in Maryland.
Speaking of good news, that's good news.
It's good news for us all.
He's been in Korea, is that correct?
Yeah. He got home Saturday.
All right. So when will you get to wrap your arms around his neck?
I guess I'll be at the change of command. When he takes command in Maryland. I never know when it'll be my last one, so I'll try to make this.
That's good. Well, let me tell you what we're going to do, folks. We're going to go to a quick commercial break right here, and we'll be back with the rest of today's show. And don't you go away because we have all kinds of great things to talk about. Be back in a minute.
Citizens Tri-County Bank has the checking, loans, savings, and traditional banking services you want. Plus free internet banking and bill pay, bank your change, Visa gift card, and lots more state-of-the-art banking services. We focus on the service and services you want. So you can bank when, where, and how you want. At our offices or from just about anywhere. Citizens Tri-County Bank, the only community bank you'll ever need.
What is Rotary? We're a network of people like you. In fact, we're the original social network. More than 1 million of us live just about everywhere you can think of. And we mean everywhere. We get together to exchange ideas, grow our businesses, and make new friends. We volunteer to help our own communities or someone else's. We're right around the corner. Come join us. The name is Rotary. Rotary International. You're welcome.
This facility was built literally on the international date line to bring Charter customers tomorrow's technology first. Like Charter Internet, which was just made faster again. With speeds up to 100 megs, you can download a movie in 2 minutes. The #1 internet service provider in the nation. Click.
Fogelman, good luck with the presentation tomorrow.
Already nailed it.
Get Charter Internet Express for only $19.99 a month.
Welcome back. I cannot wait to introduce you to Cy today. He's come along with Mr. Jeremy Wilson. Hey, you.
Good. How are you, Peggy?
I mean Mitchell. Why did I say Wilson? One day I'm going to get it all right. Anyway, this is Cy, and he's a dog to be adopted.
Yes.
And I just hope that you're going to want this dog. It's about, what, a year old?
Yeah, he's only about a year old. He's a wire-haired terrier.
But he's got good hair. Sometimes they look really frazzled.
Mm-hmm. You think they would shed, but they actually don't. Of course, you might get 1 or 2 hairs, but compared to the whole, you can even tell. You can look at my shirt and not see hardly anything.
I know, and that's a good thing for people because obviously it's a house dog.
Yeah, they say dogs with hair tend not to shed, and dogs with fur shed.
Oh, really? So that's interesting.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people.
It doesn't come out.
Yeah, that's why a lot of people like the poodles and the wire-haired
and this
dogs
little,
because they don't
this little
shed.
fella has Has he been spayed yet?
He hasn't been neutered yet, but whoever adopts him will get a free neuter.
They'll get a free neuter.
At the Middle Tennessee Spay Neuter Clinic.
So listen, you just need to call and get this dog. This is a young dog, be easily trained, I think. Aren't they real smart?
They're very smart.
I've always heard that they were real smart dogs.
He's very loving. He's young. He's got a little hyperness to him, but I mean, he will relax, and he does like to sit in your lap, and he loves to give kisses to everybody. So.
And he loves you, I can tell.
Yeah.
Anything going on at the shelter that we need to talk about?
Let's see. We've actually reduced our numbers a little bit.
Oh, have you?
We're down to about 29 dogs. Yeah.
That's good, because last time you were here, we were sort of snowed under, and people have come through and picked up the dogs.
Yeah, we had a record adoption month in February. We adopted about 45 dogs, and then March we adopted about 35 more.
And when do you keep them a certain amount of time before you euthanize them?
Yeah, we don't actually have
a time. Or do you euthanize them?
No, we don't actually have a time limit.
You don't?
We've had them up to 2 or 3 years.
And I know that you're always looking for donations.
Oh, all the time.
Because it takes a lot of food to keep these dogs fed, off the street, cleaned, and whatever you do to them.
We can always use donations, blankets and dog food.
Here's something I wondered one time. Does anybody ever come and just walk some of your dogs?
Yeah,
would that be helpful?
It does. It helps socialize them, things like that. We have volunteers come. Usually we ask that they come between 1 and 3 o'clock because we also run animal control, so sometimes we're not able to be there.
Yeah.
Saturdays are good days. We're not really busy on Saturdays. So
that you can come in and walk a dog or two.
Play with dogs,
Because they need exercise. I think they do. And I don't know how big a dog run you have. Do you have much room for them?
Well, we'll let them take them outside on a lead and just have them walk as long as they like to walk them. It's good for the socialization skills and good to give them, leash training, things like that.
Is this dog like potty trained? Will he go outside?
We picked him up as a stray. He does go in his cage, but he only has one place to go.
And he hasn't been taught, but I think he's certainly teachable.
Yeah, he's very teachable.
And how do you teach a dog?
There's different ways. You can do puppy pads, kennel training. Kennel training takes a little bit more time.
Kennel training is when they stay in a little cage.
Yeah, and then you'll have to take them out.
And you take them outside.
Yeah, but you got to do it pretty often
to make them understand.
Yeah, even if they don't go. Just take them out once an hour or once every couple hours.
And so, do you think the puppy pads are pretty successful?
They are. What it does is it gives them a scent, and they'll go to the bathroom. And then what you can do is slowly move the puppy pad towards the door and outside.
And then finally take it out.
Yeah, finally take it out, and they'll start.
And I've noticed that some of the puppy pads actually look like grass.
Yeah.
And is that more effective than like the?
Because it gives them the sight.
Kind of, they get the idea more.
Yeah, that does help them.
Yeah.
But you got to be consistent. People that aren't consistent have a hard time.
And how about fleas and ticks there at the shelter? Do you?
We don't have that many.
You don't?
Yeah, we keep it at bay. A lot of times we'll give them canine Advantix or something.
Look at the smile on that face. What a happy dog. I love it. He is a good dog.
Our dogs are spoiled at the shelter, but at the same time they do because we got more coming in, so we need to find them homes.
So I know I have cats, and I put cat stuff on them to get rid of the ticks and the fleas once a month. Is that about the same with the dog?
Yeah, just make sure you get the one for the dogs.
Right. And a certain weight, I think, even.
Yes, make sure you pay attention to the weight.
Yeah.
It'd be best to talk to your vet, and they can guide
you through that. Mm-hmm. Well, listen, we've got the phone number up there, and there's no reason in the world that somebody's not going to want this dog. Do you have many of the small? A lot of people are looking for smaller dogs.
Yeah, a lot of people like the small dogs. We don't have very many small dogs. We just had one small dog give birth in the shelter.
Oh my gosh!
She had five little baby puppies.
What were they?
They look just like her. So they're little terrier mixes.
Little terriers, and they're going to be ready.
How
long do you keep them?
8 weeks.
8 weeks.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so but if you'd like to come look at them and put your name on one, come on down.
Are they male, female?
We haven't looked at all that yet, because she just gave birth yesterday. So we're giving her a chance to get them all cleaned up.
Yeah.
Ready to go. But they'll be ready in about 8 weeks.
Well, thank goodness you had her in the shelter.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, she's got a nice little cozy spot.
Or she would have been out on the street somewhere.
Yeah.
That's what makes me so sad. Now, let's talk a little bit about what you do for the animals. You need to feed them how many times a day? This little thing, for instance.
Dogs, just one good bowl a day.
One bowl a day?
Yeah, but all you need. Puppies about 3 times a day.
Yeah. And is she still considered a puppy?
No,
this a he?
It's a he. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, he's not a puppy anymore. About when they hit 1 year old, they're about full grown. There are some breeds that will grow for 3 years, but most of your general breeds.
Now, will a dog overeat like a cat won't? A cat will eat what they want, and then they're going about their business.
But will dogs? Some dogs won't. It just depends. Sometimes they'll wolf a whole bowl down. If you put more in there, they'll wolf it down too.
They'll wolf it down too. I just wonder if it had to do with how like if they'd been astray for a long time, they might easily founder themselves.
Every dog is different, just like people. I mean, they all have their own personalities
so
and their own eating habits.
So it's better to give them the amount that they ought to have.
Yeah, just give them what they need. And of course, if they look underweight, you can give them more. But if they're healthy, and I mean, one for an adult, one bowl a day is generally.
You know, I know a lot of people that work all day and they keep a dog in the house in a cage. Is that bad?
As far as being in a kennel, as long as they got food and water. I mean, you know, you don't want them being stuck in there and thirsty and hungry the whole time.
And then you get them out when you get home and
I mean,
let them run.
Some dogs, they get what they call, I'm trying to think of the word for it, separation anxiety. And when, you know, they'll bring a dog home, and then when they go to leave, the dog will start tearing things up.
Oh, I see.
Because they, you know.
Because you're not there.
Because they're scared.
So if you have them in the kennel, then they can't do that.
Yeah, they can't do that. So a lot of people will kennel their dogs. Some people won't put food and water in there because they'll tip it over, knock it over in the
One time
cage.
when I lived in Arkansas, my neighbors went away for 2 weeks and asked me to take care of their little dog that was just so sweet and so kind. Well, the first day I went over to feed him, he drug all the pillows off all the couches and all the beds and all the bedclothes and piled them in the middle of the living room. And that's what they do.
Yeah, they'll tear up curtains, carpets,
anything
even
that comes
some of the
along.
cages. I've seen a lot of smart dogs.
All right, we've got the phone number up there, and what are the hours during the day that they can come by?
Let's see, Mondays and Saturdays from 7 to 3:30, and Tuesday through Friday from 7 to 7.
From 7 till 7.
And we're closed on Sundays.
And if there's somebody that really was desperate to get a dog and their hours didn't work with yours, would you all make some kind of concession with that time, maybe?
We'd make some arrangements.
Yeah, make some arrangements for them
We've had
to see the
people
dog.
come down on Sundays because we do go in to clean the shelter and feed the animals on Sundays. And we'll make arrangements to give them a call.
Let them come in then.
Yeah, we'll let them adopt the dog.
Well, that's a big job. How many people do y'all have working at the shelter?
Well, it's just me, and we have a new officer named Kevin Whipple.
Yeah.
He's a temporary officer at the moment, but
well, that's a big job.
It is a big job.
It's a huge job.
He's doing very well. And we have, of course, Teresa Holtz. She's our supervisor.
Yeah.
But as far as doing the cleaning the shelter and taking care of the animals, that would be me and Kevin.
Well, Jeremy, as always, I love to see you holding a dog.
Well, I'm glad to be here always. Thanks for having me.
A man and his dog. We'll be back with more of Living.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Mont Eagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Family's favorite show shouldn't have to fight to be seen. With Charter, you get 4 DVRs, so now every family member can watch what they want, when they want, where they want, without any battles. Call now to get DVR service for your home.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have him joining us on the screen now. A very, very special guest, actually, and I don't get to see him all that much, and I've asked him to be on the show 100 times, and he's never got time for me, and but he called me yesterday. It's the strangest thing, and I'm pleased to have my son-in-law, who is the band director at Tullahoma High School, on our show today. I don't have a clue why he's here, what he's talking about.
I just missed you.
Oh, you just wanted to come and see me?
Just wanted to catch up with you.
Yeah, cool. So, Greg, some new program I think you've got coming down. You'll just have to tell me about it because you didn't get a chance to before we went out here.
This is a new event that we're doing this year. Every year we have recitals at the end of the year to feature our our studio students. These are the kids that study privately with one of our private lesson instructors. And every year we have a brass recital or a woodwind recital, percussion recital. And part of those recitals will be small ensembles, chamber groups, which is a big part of our program, something we push a lot, and a few soloists. The problem that I've had with that in the past few years is the solos never really make a lot of sense because we don't have accompaniment for them. Anybody playing piano with us, and I find myself having to beg. Will you please play your solo? We really need some solos on this. Will you play yours? I don't know. That's over. Okay, this is our honors recital. This is a big deal. Okay, this is only the highest achieving students in the private lesson studios. And what they don't know, which because I've not been sure I was going to be able to offer it, is that it's going to be more than just a recital. We are making this also a scholarship competition for our graduating seniors.
Oh, so somebody's going to win something here, right?
Yes,
okay.
Yes. Not everybody performing on this is a senior. We have a couple of juniors in our trumpet studio that are outstanding, and so they're going to be performing. They won't be eligible for the contest. This is only for seniors, and so far we have one confirmed judge and a couple of requests out, and that's going to be Dr. Dan Lawson. He's our celebrity judge. And so
by celebrity judge, does that mean he really doesn't know anything about music?
Oh, he does. He's extremely musical.
Okay.
Extremely.
Okay. Is he better than me?
That's a really hard question.
Yeah, go ahead.
You put me in a hard spot there. So this will be next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock in the THS Auditorium. Of course, the recital itself is going to be fantastic. We have Vicki Collinsworth accompanying the students. Right. They've been practicing with her this week, and it's kind of been an additional bonus that I didn't count on. Students coming in, they're so excited. They've never played with an accompanist. Maybe one or two of them have, and the process that they're going through to learn how to play the ensemble with the accompanist, and the things that they're hearing in their solos. These are solos that they started working on a couple of months ago, perhaps.
Oh, that means your mic.
That means I'm dead, huh?
Yeah, mic.
These are solos that they started working on maybe a month or more ago, and they're realizing that there's more to it. Their solos are interesting again, and so they're enjoying the process of preparing these solos for performance. So I'm really excited about that part, and just to up the ante a little bit, make this even more of a big deal for them, we wanted to add the scholarship competition to it, and so we've been getting sponsors for those. The first place prize will be $500. The second place is $250, and third place is $100. We have sponsors for the third place and second place. We're still waiting for someone to come in with that first place sponsorship.
Somebody needs to step up with $500.
That's right. And we're also offering the accompanist fee if somebody would like to sponsor that at $250. So a couple of those opportunities left. If anybody's interested, they can email me at greg.english@tullahomacityschools.net.
Or if you guys heard that in the control room, if you could put that up on the screen there. That's
greg.english@tullahomacityschools.net.
Okay.
They can also call the band office, 454-2629, and leave us a message, or hopefully somebody will answer to talk to them. Just to let you know who's performing, we have Marissa Power, senior flute player. Marissa actually recently won another competition, the Middle Tennessee School Band and Orchestra Association Musician Scholarship. That was a big deal for her. She submitted a resume and a recording, and out of all of Middle Tennessee students, she was selected for that.
Unbelievable.
She's an all-state flute player.
Right.
Adam Honey, one of our all-state tuba players, he'll be performing. He's a senior. Katie Bunn, senior saxophone. Josh Nelson, he's one of the junior trumpets. Chris Doty, junior trumpet. Ricky Nelson, all-state trombonist. He's
Ricky Nelson. Cool.
Yeah. His parents, they must have seen that coming.
Yeah, right.
He's a fantastic trombonist. He actually qualified for All-State Concert Band, and he was the All-State Jazz trombonist for All-State Jazz. Anne-Marie Lawson an all-state alternate French horn player, Joseph Pilkington, an all-state alternate clarinet player, and Sarah Klingensmith, an all-state alternate clarinet player. So some quality kids here, and of course Vicki Collinsworth is just amazing.
Absolutely.
She's brilliant, and so it's going to be a really great night of music.
Okay, and that's coming up this coming
Tuesday, May 14th at 7 p.m.
Okay, but right now there's an immediate need for sponsors for that $500 scholarship.
Need to round out the sponsorships, yes, sir.
Right.
That would be great. I think we'll get there. I really don't. I'm not concerned that we'll get there. I haven't heard back from some folks, so
yeah.
I think that's going to happen for us.
Okay, is this concert open to the public?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
Absolutely.
Right.
Yes,
okay.
Please. We want to fill the auditorium up on Tuesday night, all 730 some seats.
Yeah,
that would be outstanding.
Okay, all right. Some great musicians at Tullahoma High School this Tuesday night. One last personal question of a personal note, Greg. When I first met you, you were still in college, and you came down to rehearsals, I think, when we were rehearsing for the Big Brothers Telethon. Being a music major, did you ever look up there at me and say, who told this guy he could sing? I mean, did you ever think that?
No, not at all.
Yeah, okay. I just wondered.
I think too many people have been told they can't sing.
Oh, okay.
And, people that really could. My father being one of them.
Oh, my goodness.
People with great voices, make a joyful noise, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Like to make sure that we plug two other events. This Thursday night, May 9th, is our guard recital. That'll be in the THS band room. That's our color guard. They've been working on some stuff over the winter. They don't just do that during marching season. That'll also be at 7 p.m. And then Thursday night, May 16th, after the honors recital, is our ensemble night. And so that'll be our brass group. That'll be woodwinds, percussion, all of those small ensembles.
Okay, all right. Check that out, folks, and give Greg a call if you can help with that scholarship. Okay, thank you so much. It's always a pleasure to have the Tullahoma High School band director on our show, Greg. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more living right after these messages.
On the train test range, the search for any possible weakness continues. It's hard to stop a train. Really hard. Train, the most reliable for a reason.
Hello, my name is Joe Stroop with Stroop Sack Refrigeration. I'm here to talk to you about a couple incentives that are going on between now and end of the year. First is your federal tax credit up to $300. Secondly, 0% financing up to 15 months on XL products. Third, spring promotion up to $1,100. Finally, $500 incentives from your local power distributor. Please give us a call at 455-8757. Thank you.
So you've been meaning to do something healthy, commune with nature, get outdoors, and meet new people. We have the perfect solution. Come hike with us. You can find a Tennessee Trails Association chapter near you, including Clarksville, Columbia Franklin, Cove Lake, Highland Rim, Jackson, Knoxville, Oak Ridge, Martin Weakley, Memphis, Murfreesboro, Nashville, Plateau at Crossville, Rugby in the Big South Fork, and Upper Cumberland. We're on the web at TennesseeTrails.org. It's fun, it's stress-free, and it's good for you. See you on the trails.
If you like HDTV, you're going to like what Charter's been up to. Adding so much free HD that Charter TV is a whole new experience. National Geographic HD, Animal Planet HD, Discovery HD, Sports in HD, movies, news, kids programming. Plus, Charter now has thousands of free movies and shows in HD on demand anytime. You want to see more TV in HD? Try Charter. It's smarter.
All right, folks, welcome back. And we have here with us right now Dr. Jerry Anderson, and he is here to talk about something that's near and dear to my heart, to his, and should be to all of you, and that is the Wounded Warrior Project.
This is correct.
And Jerry, what's getting ready to happen in regards with that?
John, May the 18th, Saturday night, we're doing a dinner dance for the benefit of the Wounded Warrior Project at the Coffee County Convention Center. You know, the big convention center behind the Holiday Inn.
Right.
Exit 114 off I-24.
In Manchester.
Yes, we have got 3 bands that have been good enough.
Like fun.
That have been good enough to donate their services to help this incredibly worthy cause. And I'm really glad that we're doing this in the way that we're doing it for 2 reasons. Number one, obviously, we'd like to raise some serious money for the Wounded Warrior Project, front end. We really want to encourage people to please buy some tickets. Come to this, and to people say, well, I don't know if I can come or not. Buy a ticket anyway.
Sure.
You know, but let us know if you can't come, and we won't fix the prime rib or the roast chicken or the vegetable plate.
Right.
You know, we don't want to waste food or money. You know, obviously we want to be efficient about this. But we're asking people to please help this by promoting it with their Facebook pages, by contributing, and by attending if they can. But another reason that I'm really glad that we're doing it this way, much to my surprise, although there are a lot of people that know about the Wounded Warrior Project and understand why it's so important, there are a lot of people that don't.
Yeah, you're exactly
They simply
correct.
don't know. And it's not that the VA is not doing a good job on the front end taking care of some of these horrific injuries, the loss of limb, the burns, the vision, and these sorts of things. The VA is doing pretty good on the front end of taking care of the injured. A lot of them are surviving because of body armor, but they're coming home missing arms, legs, in terrible permanent situations. And they need our help. The infrastructure is just not adequate at this point in time.
It's not there. Well, and
It's
a
not
lot of times when there are horrific events in a person's life, that support system is there early to get you to a point that you're stable. But even with your friends, you know, as you change, because these people are changed people because of what happened to them, and a lot of time their friends, it makes them uncomfortable, and so a lot of these folks end up lonely, and they end up sort of forgotten, and that's when the support really needs to be there for them.
You said it very well. That's exactly the case. There's another thing too, John. I don't know if people often think about this, but what kind of military do we want? Do we want young men and women that know that we're backing them to the fullest extent that we possibly can? Do we want young men and women that have a high morale because they know that they're appreciated, that their sacrifice or their potential sacrifice is appreciated by a grateful country that loves them and cares for them and will never leave them behind? Is that the kind of military we want?
That's the kind we want.
Yes, and I think it's the kind that we have still, but
there are a lot of shortcomings.
This is where the citizenry back home. I had an event in my little midget Mustang airplane one time. I thought it was all over. For 30 seconds, I'd have paid a lot of money for a parachute. And I talked to my friend, God rest him, Chuck Mann. Chuck was a World War II fighter pilot, and I asked him, I said, Chuck, I mean, I was really scared for about 30 seconds. Didn't panic. I kept flying the airplane, and I did get it down. I said, but compared to going up and getting shot at, people trying to blow you out of the sky, how did you guys manage the fear? And he said, well, Jerry, number one, we all felt that we had a cause, our country, that was more important than any one of us. Number two, our equipment.
Right.
He said that Grumman F4F Wildcat, that was the toughest airplane ever built. He said, I came back with that thing shot up so bad, over 100 holes in it, and it still got me home. He said we had a lot of confidence. If we can put that kind of confidence in our young men and women, our fighting troops, we stand a heck of a lot better chance of coming out okay. And we need them, ultimately.
We need them. We need to have a strong military. We need to have, I think we need to have more military presence in government.
Right.
But beyond that, we as citizens who are able to do what we do and experience and enjoy the freedoms we enjoy need to take a role when these young people come back and are wounded and have problems and can't afford to keep their home and can't afford to feed their families. It's our job to step up and help care for them.
Well, these things are we can't talk enough about that. The other half of this equation, though, I want to make very plain. We're going to have a really good time.
There you go.
We're going to have a lot of fun. We got some,
South Jackson Street Band.
Yeah, my little combo, the Jerry Anderson Ensemble, will be the opening act.
Okay.
We're going to play during dinner.
All right.
And then South Jackson Street Band is going to be there in full regalia. They do a great job.
Oh, yeah.
Then at 9 o'clock, Jack Wagon with Michael Rudder is going to take over, and they're going to do the rock music. They
John
do
Cook and that.
Oh
bunch.
yes,
oh,
yes.
That'll be a sight.
Those guys are incredible.
All right.
These guys, they're donating their time for this event, and thank God for them. But let me tell you this: a really easy way for people who are sitting there, well, I wonder how to get a ticket. This is the easiest way that I can tell you. It's to go to visitcowan.com. You know the city of Cowan,
right?
C-O-W-A-N. Just go to visitcowan.com and scroll to the Wounded Warrior link.
Okay.
And you can use PayPal to purchase the tickets. The only thing is, that worries me a little bit about this, I know a lot of people are going to do that, but I feel a lot more secure by selling the ticket, and collecting. So anyway, my number, Sergeant Major Larry Williams' number is on the poster on at our link there. And if you need to call us, we can walk you through the process.
Very
my
good.
cell phone number's on there, and so is Sergeant Major Larry
Williams.
Williams.
That date is
May the 18th.
May the 18th.
Saturday, May the 18th.
Coffee
County Convention Center. Oh, we hope a lot of people help us out.
Thank you,
John,
my friends,
thanks
for all you do,
today.
buddy. This is a great project for a great cause. We'll be right back after these messages.
You've won just about everything there is to win in racing. What's next?
I'd like more people to know about ER Extra.
The emergency room at Harton Regional Medical Center?
I just want them to get the best care they can get.
That just gets me right here, Mark.
Maybe you'd like to pay them a visit.
ER Extra at Harton Regional Medical Center.
ER Extra. Extra fast, extra easy, extra great.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
How long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the HandsOn Science Center. The HandsOn Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The HandsOn Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
Are you ready?
Yep.
Click the links.
Oh, sweet Lisa, you're so fine, like a very fine wine. Girl, I need you in my life. Will you be my wife?
Charter Internet has more bandwidth to support all your devices. Experience the power of Charter on the nation's fastest internet.
Welcome back. We're going to talk Parks and Recreation right now. I'm on the set with Miss Merrill Meadows. How good to see you again.
Good seeing you.
I'm glad you've been operated on and got home.
I am, and everybody who called me and asked me how I was doing, thank you.
Yeah,
I'm doing fine. I'm getting back.
And let's just get right to it. What all is happening? I know the Soapbox Derby is getting underway.
Yes, the Soapbox Derby is underway. We're right now looking for kids who want to have cars. We have a few cars available for kids to use. It's $30 for the child to register. We're going to be doing our sign-ups on May 14th and the 21st at CD Stamps from 3 p.m. until 7.
Are those Saturdays?
Friday, Tuesdays.
They're Tuesdays, yes. Okay.
And
3 till 7.
3 till 7 at CD Stamps, and it'd be $30. I need a copy of the birth certificate. But if you're going to be using one of our cars, you need to check with me first to make sure I have a car available for you. What we run into a lot of times is that the kids don't fit in the cars.
I see. What is the age group?
Age group on the Soapbox Derby is from 7 to 17.
7 to 17.
And there are 3 different divisions. We have our stock division, which is basically 5'3" and under to 125 pounds, and that's the younger 7 to 10 division. And then it goes 10 to 17 on our super stock and our masters. And on both of those kids, generally you look for about 6 foot tall, 160 pounds or under.
And some of them build their own, I suppose.
Yes, they do. Yes, they do. They build their own cars.
And do you get a kit, or do they just build it all themselves? I mean,
you order the kit. You order the kit from All American Soapbox Derby, which is aasbd.org, which and then you order it through them, and then you'll build it. But also let me know that you're going to be bringing a car to me if you've done that this year, just so I know how many cars I have, because we have to have a certain amount in each division.
And then you have first, second, third place, or how does that work?
We have first, second, third place, and the winner of each division, the stock, the super stock, the masters, and the super kids, goes to Akron to represent us in the International Soapbox Derby up in Akron in July. Super kids races, I believe, is July the 26th, and then the other International Soapbox Derby race with stock, super stock, and masters was on the 27th.
So it's a big deal.
Oh, it's a big deal.
It's a huge deal.
Big, huge deal. Kids come from all over the world. What you're seeing now is our Super Kids division, which this will be our 4th year doing Super Kids. And this is for kids with challenges. And it's been very popular. I just love working with this.
That's awesome.
Yeah, we get our kids, and they get to go to Akron, the winner does, to represent us, and they race, and it is just...
And then when they go to Akron, they're in another contest, and they can win prizes there,
up there
I'm
as well, yes. And on our Super Kids cars, we usually have our Masters drivers, who drive that, like the blue car on the right. That's looking down the hill there, so you can see that we go down Lincoln Street. So if you've ever turned on Lincoln Street, let your foot off the gas and let your car go down, you know what it's like.
You can make it all the way down.
You can get all the way down there.
Are there any tricks to having a winning car? Are there any certain things that a person does to make sure it's faster than everybody else?
Well, you know, we have some folks, you know, the kids come and they work on the cars for all 3 days of our building clinics, which are the last week of May. And then we have kids who just get in a car that they're borrowing from us, and they win.
And they, so you never know.
You never know. It's gravity. That's what you're going against. Also, it's weight placement. Each car in each division.
And do you think the clothes they have on their body makes any difference? You know, like in swimming, sometimes a certain type of outfit makes you go faster.
Well, the kids are generally hunched down into the car. So, no.
Well, they probably don't want anything that catches the wind.
Oh, no, you don't want to be wearing a windbreak or a big parachute.
You want to make sure.
No parachute jackets, you know. But it just depends. And also, one side of the track is faster in the morning, and then it flips over to the other side, being faster in the afternoon. Yeah, well, the way the sun hits the asphalt,
that makes it faster.
It makes it faster.
The heat.
The heat, and also, well, you know, Lincoln Street is a street, so it's got ruts and grooves, and you have to just kind of plan your way going down that hill.
And what is the final time that they can sign up?
The final time will be May the 21st is our last sign up, because we have to take your picture. Yeah, got to take your picture, get your T-shirt size, get your birth certificate.
And it costs everybody $30.
$30
to be in the contest.
And if you need a car, if you have a child that's interested in driving, please call me at 461-1080, and I'd be happy to talk with you to go review it, because it's not just to show up that day and ride and drive.
Do we need to put that on the screen? Give that phone number again.
461-1080.
461-1080 is pretty easy to remember.
It is. I've been saying it for 5 years. I say it in my sleep.
Just say it in your sleep. You got it down.
But yeah, there's a lot of work and prep that goes into these cars. You don't just sign up, show up, pay, and that's it.
I know my grandson does it every year, and but he's not here. He's in Virginia, or wherever he happens to be that year. loves soapbox derby.
Well, you know what's interesting this year is we have Cookville. Did not get to do their race this year, so they're coming
and joining your race.
Yes, they are.
There we go.
Next thing we have too is our Family Fun Night. Is this weekend, this Friday, from 5 to 8 at D.W. Wilson. We're going to have a free night of entertainment. We're going to have 2 swims. We're going to have 1 hour swim from 6 to 7, and then one from 7 to 8. We're going to clear the pool, give everybody a chance. Mother's Day crafts, pickleball.
And that's totally free.
It's totally free. And cornhole, and our fitness class from 5 to 6 is free too.
Was there something else we were supposed to talk about?
No, we got the Family Fun Night in there.
Family Fun Night.
And you know what? You can always call me at 461-1080. Go on to the city website and get a calendar. You can go to the Facebook page of the city, or you can go to the Recreation page.
There's no excuse not to know what's going on, and it's so wonderful that you keep so many people entertained.
We try harder.
Because we need to get out and get involved.
Do things.
Get off the couch.
Come and watch it. Come see the Soapbox Derby.
It'll be fun.
Yeah.
Well, as always, Meryl, it's great having you.
Seeing you.
Love having you here, and we'll be back with something else exciting.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
The Charter Triple Play lets you experience TV, internet, and phone the way you want with no contracts. Hooked on HD? Now over 100 HD channels available. Movie lover? Get 10,000 on-demand movies and shows. 1,500 in HD, including movies in 3D. Missing your favorite shows? Record and watch TV with DVR service for 4 rooms and over 780 hours of storage space. Get Charter TV for $29.99 a month. Photo fiend, music fan, video streamer? Switch to super fast Charter Internet and do it all with the bandwidth to support all your devices. At 30 megabits per second, Charter Internet is 10 times faster than the phone company's DSL. Get Charter Internet for $29.99 a month. Want more talk for less? Charter Phone has unlimited long-distance calling with no added fees like the phone company charges. Get Charter Phone for $29.99 a month. The new Charter Triple Play. TV, internet, and phone for just $29.99 a month each when bundled. Call 855-81-T-PLAY now.
Hey folks, this is pretty exciting right here, and I'm excited about it because I write and I love music, and every time I can get around somebody who's in that industry, it just tickles me to death. And a lot of times we don't have enough local representation and local support for the people who do write and sing and play. And this gentleman I have with me today is Mr. Brett Campbell, and he has Middle Tennessee Music. And he is here today to explain to us a little bit about what Middle Tennessee Music is. And I'll start you off by saying you basically support independent artists and local type music.
Thanks, John. I think we're done here. Yeah, you nailed it. That's what we do. We support the independent music, the independent venue, the independent record label, and anything that goes on with independent music, not only in Middle Tennessee and the state, but all around the world. This thing started a couple of years ago, about 2.5 actually. We didn't really know exactly where we were going. We just knew that we had an idea and that it was a good idea. That idea was to allow musicians who were just getting started to network with each other so that they could empower each other by sharing their knowledge and their experience. And it's worked out very well. Over the last 2.5 years, we've grown exponentially, nonstop. And we're just amazed at the number of people that come to us all the time from all phases of the music industry, from the beginning guy who just bought a guitar at KK's pawn shop yesterday to the fella who is just signed to Warner Records and about to break loose on the top 40 charts.
Right. So what's happened out here? There you go. There's your site right there.
How about that?
And Philip pulled that up, and we appreciate that. That gives you an idea about what it looks like. But what's happened now that the record industry has changed? The record industry is just completely changed, and people like you give all musicians and all performers the opportunity for exposure. Whereas in the past, if you did not have a record deal or some big company supporting you, you had no opportunity for exposure.
That's very true. I was reading just last night about folks going up to Nashville back in the 50s and 60s and standing on the streets and trying to get noticed, and that still happens today.
Sure.
As a matter of fact, a lot of the people that we talk with on a daily or weekly basis are standing on the street corner playing their guitar in Nashville today, hoping that somebody notices. The whole thing that it seems to be to manage to not only to get your name and face out there, but to do it in a way that's recognizable and a way that does not intrude upon the normal internet space. You know, we focus on the internet, and we found that the biggest mistake people make is over-promotion because it is so simple to access these days. So we look at everything that comes into us, and we're picky about what we feature. We don't like to feature something that's subpar because it's not going to do
anybody any good.
It's not going to do anybody any good. Exactly. It's not a thing about whether it's going to do us any good. Sure, I could write an article about, well, this is awful because, and, well, the way things work these days, that might be the most popular article I ever wrote, but I don't think I want to subject that to somebody.
Well, what happens is, although the internet gives everybody a way to put their product out there, there's a billion pieces of product, and so the people who are making the decisions, the DJ or the programmer, still has to find that music, and so they're looking for sites like yours where they know there's someone jurying this, and what they find on your site will be something that could be usable. Instead of trying to muddle through the billion songs that are all over the internet, they have to go somewhere and look. Airplay Direct, and Middle Tennessee Music, some of these other sites like that where you are doing the jurying and finding the upper crust of all of this independent stuff and putting it in a pile to where they can come look at some of the good stuff.
Right. I mean, we're not alone. There are literally thousands of internet sites that do similar things to what we do. You have Bernie in New York with Rock On 365 and Richard Wildman at MSI, Music Scene Investigation, the folks at Butterflies Radio. Fantastic, and they all take different tacts to what they're doing. Some are focusing on internet radio and just getting songs heard. Others do very in-depth reviews, not only of the music, but the production value. And for musicians, getting your music reviewed and featured on a site is one of the best things they can do to promote their name, because that review will always be there, and that site will always be sharing it. And the second best thing they can do then is to take that and share that site and the good things that they do. Not necessarily the review that was written, but the site and the other good things.
Right.
What we try to do a little differently at Mid-10 is to not just do the feature reviews, but to teach musicians how to use Reverb Nation and Twitter and Google Plus and Facebook in a manner that is non-obtrusive to their friends and families, that actually helps their fans benefit with value-added content and that kind of thing.
So you're also, not only do you put their music up, you sort of can take them to the classroom as well on learning how to promote themselves in ways that they might not be available to.
Right.
Or have the understanding of.
Exactly. An example of that would be just recently our founding member Joshua Smotherman actually did a seminar at MTSU with their recording program on getting your hip-hop music featured and how to promote that on the internet. Yes, we're in Middle Tennessee and we're surrounded by country and rock and punk, but believe it or not, there's a lot of hip-hop here too. We don't
and swing.
We don't worry about what genre it is. Good music is good music.
Good music's good music. That's right.
Yes.
Well, I tell you what, we've about run out of time, and I hate that. You're going to have to come back and spend some more time with us. How does someone get in touch with you? You can look right at that camera right there, and that's your window to the world. Tell them how to find you to where you can do for them what you do so well.
Well, you can shoot me an email is the easiest way to get me. B-R-E-T, that's my name, Brett, at mid10music.com, which is the website, M-I-D-T-N music, or you can spell the whole thing out, middletennesseemusic.com will get you there. We're on Facebook, we're on Twitter, we're on Google+. I kind of push Google. I love Google+, by the way.
Okay.
Most fantastic thing ever. We're everywhere. You can find us, send me an email, dig up my phone number. It's out there. Give me a call.
All right, folks. That's Brett Campbell with Middle Tennessee Music, giving you an opportunity to maybe one day be a star. We'll be right back after these messages.
All right.
I thought Red Cross does Katrina. They don't help single moms.
Hi.
What happened to our house last year about your birthday?
It flooded and the water flooded out. Yeah.
The Red Cross arranged the hotel for us. They gave me that break, that leverage to be able to get it together and take care of them, you know? I feel like we've come full circle.
Like that. This is how I'll do it.
There you go.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
A salute to the never wasters, the coupon clippers, switch flippers, one last drop of milk drippers, the thoughtfully thrifty, and the just plain cheap. Charter respects your economic IQ and honors it with a phone service worthy of your ever-watchful wallet. Charter Phone, just $19.99 a month, for real monthly savings for fabulously frugal folks like you. Switch to Charter Phone and get unlimited local and long distance and 13 calling features with no extra fees like the phone company charges you.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. We're pleased to have joining us on the set now Honor Raconteur. And did I get that right today?
You did.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
All right. And she is an author and a publisher, and she's here to talk about what she does and her new books. And you've written an extraordinary number of books in a short amount of time, I think. Tell us about that.
I have. I am very prolific. In fact, at times I think I'm a little too prolific. I've only been published for 2 years, and at this point I have published 8 books.
Oh my goodness.
Now 6 of them are fantasy, 1 of them science fiction, and then out of the goodness of my heart, actually I was tired of repeating myself, I wrote a publishing guide for anyone who wants to do what I did, because I started out self-published.
Oh really?
Yeah.
And how has that changed? Tell us a little bit.
The publishing world has really changed. It used to be that if you were self-published, you weren't taken seriously. And there are still some snobby bookstores that will treat you that way. I can't sugarcoat it. But it's become so common these days that as long as it's still good quality work, people will pick it up. They'll buy it, they'll read it, they'll enjoy it. So that's how I broke into the business, because I couldn't get a publishing house to take me seriously. I just didn't follow any of the fantasy formulas and the cliches.
By self-published, how does that work?
Well, there are two different sources for good self-publishing. Amazon does it, where they do the Kindle books, and then Barnes & Noble does it, and they call it Pubit, where you could do the Nook books. And they don't charge anything for the service. They do a 30% commission off of every ebook that you sell, which is a great way to do it, because most self-published authors will go and spend $5,000, $7,000, $10,000 getting physical books printed up, and then they don't know what to do with them. They don't have any contacts, they don't have any way to put them in bookstores.
Okay, yeah.
And the ebooks, if you do this right, will pay for the paperbacks and will help you branch out into the other stores.
Oh, that's huge, isn't it? Doesn't that open that opens the
It opens the door, it really does.
A lot of folks.
And if you are as prolific as I am, or if you are crazy like I am and start a publishing house, then you can actually contact one of the distributing services and say, hey, I have more than 10 books a year. And they'll go, okay, we'll sign the dotted line and we will distribute the books for you, which is great because they have the reputation you need and they will put all those books into bookstores for you.
And so now you actually help other people publish, is that correct?
I do. When I first was published, I had no idea what I was doing. I'll admit that frankly. But I had a lot of people who assumed that I did. And they came to me and were telling me all sorts of war stories about bad royalties and adhesion contracts, and it was a mess. But I didn't know these people. They were complete strangers to me. And after the 8th person came and talked to me in 2 months, I thought, this is crazy. I can do a better job than this. So I did. I set up a publishing house and I started taking in submissions. We're still taking in submissions. We can't seem to get enough authors in the house. It's been pretty entertaining.
Tell us about, you said part of your books are fantasy, one is science fiction. The book you're holding now, it's called John 10?
John 10, yes. Okay. And this one is fantasy. Actually, the whole series with it is fantasy. It's 4 books, plus a compendium. And it's young adult. I tend to write young adult, not because it's popular, just because my books tend to fall in that genre. And
the first book you ever wrote, how long did it take you to put that one? Did it take longer for that to come together than it has since then? Or
yeah,
you just did
it did. Well, part of the reason for that was because while I was writing this, I was still a student at MTSU, so I didn't have a lot of time to write, and it took me a year, exactly to a day, a year. And the second book, I believe, took me 9 months. It was a little bit faster. But these days, I can usually write a book anywhere between 3 to 5 months.
Oh, okay.
Well, I have more time.
And so that's what you do full time now, right?
Yeah, I just sit there and write in my pajamas, eat chocolate, and run a business.
What a life!
It's nice, actually.
And you're probably serious about that. I mean,
yeah, you can drop in on me at any time. I'm usually in my pajamas, eating chocolate, working on something.
I would assume then that that's something that you really have a passion for. You enjoy doing. Is that correct?
Yes. Now, I have 3 different college degrees. If I wanted to be making buku money at a law firm, I could do it. In fact, that's what I was doing before I retired from it and started writing full time. But this is more fun.
So do you have a book in the works now that you're working on?
Yes.
What can you tell us about that?
Well, it's not typical of my books because this one is more battle-oriented, and it's not technically young adult. It's adult just because the character is 30 years old when the book starts. Otherwise, it could be young adult.
I see.
It's the only thing out of it. But it is going to be one of the larger books that I've written, too, just because you've got so much going on within the story.
Okay. All right. That's just an interesting life you have, I have to say.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, okay. So if there are authors out there that would like to get in touch with you, how could they to get help with their publishing, how do they reach you?
Well, the easiest way to do it is just to go to my publishing house website, raconteurhouse.com. And we have agents there. We have tons of editors in the house that are just dying for projects to work on. So just submit an email to one of us with a query letter or just the first chapter of the book, because that way we can see if you can write or not. And if we like it, we'll take it. But if we don't like it, unlike most publishing houses, we'll go through it and tell you why we don't like it, what you need to change, so that you can improve and resubmit to us.
Okay. And real quick, the name that you've chosen here, Honor Raconteur, is your pen name.
That's correct.
Tell us what the raconteur part means.
A raconteur, this is not a word anyone uses anymore,
Right.
is a teller of tales or a bearer of stories.
So it's quite appropriate for what you do then.
Yes, and I did not choose it myself. It was handed to me.
Oh, okay.
I'm not that pompous and arrogant.
I love it. The first, when she came in the studio this morning, one of our co-hosts here says, raconteur, what does that mean, or something to that effect? Okay, so nice to see you again.
Nice to see you.
You are obviously living the dream life right now.
I am at the moment, yeah.
Thank you so much for coming by today. Lots of luck with your newest project here.
Thank you.
We'll be right back with more living right after these messages.
Here at the International Dateline, charter scientists are bringing you tomorrow's technology today.
Good morning, Doctor.
Good morning. Like the nation's most powerful internet and TV in HD with free DVR. Record your favorite shows to watch on your schedule, anytime in the future.
Good morning, Doctor.
Get a free DVR when you bundle and let it all in.
Bum, ba, ba, bum, bum, ba, ba, bum. The symphony is coming to Shelbyville. John Carney, how nice of you to come today. John is co-chair of the steering committee of the symphony providers.
The symphony in the symphony at the celebration is what we call it, and so we have a steering committee for that particular concert.
And that's coming up next week.
It's coming up Tuesday night, May the 14th, at Calsonic Arena, which is the big indoor arena on the celebration grounds in Shelbyville. And the Grammy Award-winning Nashville Symphony will be directed by Albert George Schramm. He directs most of their Pops concerts in Nashville. He's a native of the Netherlands, has just this wonderful, charming, funny sense of humor, a great conductor for people who aren't necessarily familiar with the symphony.
I think one thing that I like about it is that it's basically a casual event.
It is.
You don't have to feel like you're in a stuffed shirt.
No. You don't have to come dressed up. It's meant to be casual and family friendly. Kids are admitted free of charge. We want this to be a good way to introduce kids to classical music.
Classical music, and I think that is awesome. And I believe, is it $5 a ticket?
Yeah, adult tickets, children and students of any age, even up to college students, are admitted free of charge.
I think that's wonderful.
Adult general admission is $5, and then we have box seats that are available if you're interested in a box, and those are like $10 a seat in a group of 6. So
that's great. So what you're doing is you're giving them no excuse not to come.
That's right. That's right.
Wonderful.
Anybody can afford that.
And by the way, if you're an adult student, you should at least have an ID.
Right.
So that they'll know that you're a student. But to give that many free entrances is wonderful.
Right. And the proceeds from the tickets we do sell go to Bedford County Arts Council. The concert itself is paid for by various sponsors. We have some local sponsors that give. We also have, there's a Regions Bank has been the sponsor of the Nashville Symphony's community concert series.
All around.
And so because of all those different sponsors, all of the ticket proceeds goes to Bedford County Arts Council.
And what time actually does the music start?
The concert itself starts at 7, but we have pre-concert activities that start at 6. And that will include the instrument petting zoo.
I love that, and kids, everybody's going to love that.
It's great. They bring actual real symphonic instruments. They have trained symphony volunteers there, and kids or even adults can come and pick it up and
pick up the violin and actually see how it sounds.
Right, and they have a volunteer there to tell them what to do and make sure that they take care of it. And it's just I get a thrill out of watching that.
I know they would have violins, violas, cellos,
a little bit of everything. Yeah, a little bit of everything.
Bassoons,
right.
And oboes, a little bit of everything.
And then we also have an art exhibit on the arena concourse. Everything from professional artists down to crayon drawings from school kids.
And is some of that for sale?
Some of the professional artists may sell some. I don't know.
Basically, it's for
an exhibit, right? And then we will have a brass ensemble from the community high school band.
Oh, that's good.
Will be playing during that pre-concert period. And the other great thing about this concert, since I've mentioned the community high school band, is that each year we have a high school band come in and play with the symphony. So
who's playing this year?
It's the community high school band from Unionville.
From Unionville.
So the symphony will play, the first half, they'll play most of the second half, and then for the finale, for the last 3 or 4 numbers on the program, they will play along with the high school band. That always ends with the Stars and Stripes Forever. Which is fun. And the tradition is that they let the piccolo player from the high school band take the solo.
Take the solo. That's wonderful.
And so,
what a great opportunity.
Yeah. And
to have that symphony behind you as you played the
That's
solo.
right. That kid will be able to say for the rest of their life that they played solo, with the Grammy Award-winning Nashville Symphony. So
I'm a big Beethoven fan, and so I was glad to see that Beethoven's the first movement is featured. And the festive overture, Hungarian dances by Brahms, it's always wonderful. And then the second half, Lord of the Dance, Irish medley sing-along. Does that mean people are going to sing?
Yes, we will have lyrics in the program. We tried a few years ago. We had a baby boomer sing-along that was scheduled, and it had to be bumped for some reason. The symphony is wonderful. They always try and choose the program to have a little bit of popular, a little bit of classical, but the classical that's in there is usually something familiar.
Right.
It's something maybe you've heard it in a commercial or in a movie, or
everybody's heard.
Right. Right. You may not know. Right. And one year they had Pachelbel's Canon in D, and everybody knows that. The Aaron Copland piece that everybody thinks of as beef, it's what's for dinner. That's so it's all things. You don't have to know what you're listening to. You don't have to be a classical music expert. You can just come and enjoy.
And you know what? I used to always have symphony tickets, but since it's, I'm old now and it's hard for me to get there all the time, but I thought it was okay if you went to sleep once in a while at the symphony. You know what I mean? It was so beautiful. So beautiful. And sometimes I'd go in there and be so tired, but it would just lull me off, and that was okay.
Well, by the same token, I've had people with very young kids ask about it, and what I've told some of the people with young kids is, if you want to slip out at intermission, slip out at intermission.
It's okay.
You paid $5 for your ticket, the kid got in free.
But I think these programs are going to keep you awake, and no doubt about it. There's a wonderful set of music here, and everybody can be involved. And I know you've been doing this since 1989.
The symphony has been coming to Shelbyville since 1989. I was there that first year or two covering it for the newspaper. I did not get involved until maybe the 3rd or 4th year when the sponsorship of the concert shifted a little bit, and they set up steering committees.
Now, I know our time is up, but I think you can get tickets at the door.
At the door or at Regions Bank locations in Shelbyville and Tullahoma.
John, thank you so much for everything you're giving to the community in this region. We'll be back with something else.
Look around, the changes catch your eye, and you come to realize one can make a difference. Since 1915, Kiwanis International has touched millions of lives. When you help one child, you help the world. But one can make a difference.
All right, I'm back. Let me hunker down here. I feel like I'm in a cave.
You're in Peggy's shot. Sorry.
I'm in Peggy's shot. Now Peggy's over there. Raise me up. I'm going to raise up her. There you go. Lord, and what did I find? Valerie Smith, the bell buckle flash.
Woo!
How you doing, dear?
I'm doing great. Nice morning. Beautiful day.
I don't know where I had a thing about the...
I'm getting all ready for Mother's Day. I brought some at Mother's Day, but they must not be able to get it on the screen.
Well, I've got one over there somewhere.
I was going to sing a little Mother's Day song for you, but I didn't. Well, I was going to, but I don't have time. No. I'll just do the chorus.
Just sing it to me, baby.
My coat of many colors that my mama made for me, made only from the rags, but I wore it so proudly. Now you have to finish it. Although we had no money, I was rich as I could be in my coat of many colors. My mama made for me. Yeah, Mother's Day coming up in Belleville.
Mother's Day. There it is right there.
There we go, Mother's Day buffet.
Banquet and buffet. And, you know, our mothers are responsible for so much in our lives, and
I blame everything on my mom. No, good. No, good. I have a wonderful mother. I just like to pick on her and say it's all her fault.
You know what my wife says?
What?
My wife, people ask my wife where her favorite place to eat is.
Where?
At home when I'm cooking.
Wow, that's same with me. My husband does the cooking in our
house. And the reason why is my mother taught me how to cook.
What kind of cooking? Old farm cooking?
Yeah, well,
lots of fat, butter.
She was from Dixon, Tennessee, and my dad was from Crowley, Louisiana. They were both raised on farms, so she knew how to cook Tennessee farm cooking, and then Granny Gray taught her how to cook Cajun farm cooking. So I know how to make all of that Cajun stuff plus all that Tennessee stuff. Had turnip greens this weekend. Had a lady who was coming over to my house, a friend with a group of friends we call the band, that had been my wife's friends for years, and they're the band. They don't really play anything, but they call themselves the band.
The band.
The band came over to the house, and one of the requests was that I made turnip greens. And
did you do it?
I made turnip greens.
You have to bring me some of your turnip greens.
I'll guarantee you, I can make some good turnip greens.
Healthy, fattening, good vegetables.
No, turnip greens aren't fattening.
No.
It's all
by the time I'm done with
all that ham hock, all that stuff. But without that, it's no good.
No.
And that's what you get when you go to the Bell Buckle Recital Hall. You get some of the best vegetables. And I think this weekend is going to be prime rib.
Well, I think
fried chicken.
See, I mean, I got the list.
Virginia baked ham.
That's how good you are.
Salmon.
Yeah.
And was there one more meat?
Lots of desserts.
Well, but that was all the meat, wasn't it?
Oh, you want okay? Well, prime rib, Virginia baked ham, Southern fried chicken,
and salmon.
Baked salmon. Assorted vegetables, salad breads, and desserts. Yum yum. May 17th.
Is there going to be any music there? Or is it just going to be canned?
Well, it's just going to be beautiful background music so you can enjoy your mother. Yeah.
Mama music.
Mom's the center of attention there. The only thing that should be the center of attention should be the mother.
That's right. That's right.
You know?
I bet there will be.
It's going to be really crazy and busy, so people better make reservations.
Yes.
I mean, if they want to try to just show up, they can, but they might have to wait a little bit if they do that. So they want to make reservations at the Bell Buckle Banquet Hall.
Yes.
931.
Give them a call at the banquet hall.
389-0223. Or visit bellbucklebanquethall.com, and that has the address on it, and they can call from there. But the adults, it's $19.95. Children is a little cheaper, $6 to $12. Yeah, $9.95. You have this memorized, don't you? Because are you going?
Chad Gregory's my friend.
He's your friend. Well, you
if I don't memorize all of his stuff, he's liable to unfriend me.
No, I don't think so. He likes you a lot. It's from 11 to 5 p.m. So I mean,
11 to 5 or 11 to 3.
11 to 3. I was testing you. It was a test.
It's 11 to 3. It's a test, folks.
But you want to get there a little early to get in the door and get seated and get at the buffet and everything. But it's 11 to 3.
Yeah.
And it's real good food and
good people.
Good people. I mean, they are just down to earth. And
you know who I like down there a lot?
Who?
I like Martha. Martha is a hard-working girl.
Well, that's where she is right now. She's working on the Mother's Day menu, and so they sent me here because they don't like the way I cook. Martha says, "Val, will you just go talk?" I'm like, "Okay, I can."
But we do like the way you play. You're working on a new project right now, aren't you?
I'm working on a new project with Mike Scott from the Donnie Reno show and all that, and just getting ready to go to Dollywood this month and do the Ricky Skaggs barbecue and Bluegrass Fest. And then after that, on to Pennsylvania, and then
on to Europe.
ValerieSmithOnline.com.
There you go. ValerieSmithOnline.com. We've got the big black X. That means it's time for us to close this down right here. Bell Buckle Recital Hall this coming Mother's Day, Sunday. Give them a call, and we'll be right back after these messages.
has the bandwidth to support more devices than anyone else in the market. So everyone can do their own thing, whether it's watching puppy videos or creating an all-powerful command center to mastermind the complete domination of the world, the universe, and... ooh, ice cream!
Get 30 megabits per second for only $30 and let it all in.
All right, we're back.
We are.
Fast and Furious.
Fast and Furious. So many things going on.
A lot of people on the show today, a lot of information. We hope you folks out there.
And we're waving goodbye to some of them.
We're waving goodbye to Val. We're waving goodbye to Brett. I thought Brett's information was very interesting.
I thought it was too, especially his line after you did his introduction. He said, "Well, that's all we got, folks. We're done. We're done here."
No, they are. He's a very talented man, and obviously their group can do just about anything for you that you want. He took me back and showed me some. They build web pages. Google is doing a thing. Google Plus is doing a thing for autism. And there are artists who you can go to Google Plus and find out about this, the Autism Awareness Group, and there are artists who are donating their downloads for autism awareness.
That's good.
And so, it's that's something good to look at.
And more children are born with autism.
Well, we all had a bunch of stuff that nobody knew what to call when we were growing up. They just called us crazy or wilder than a buck and put us out in the woods and let us bang our heads against the trees.
Yeah, I think I invented ADHD.
You think?
Yeah.
What are you doing? How come you can't stay still?
Right.
I got too much going on to stay still.
I did. I got whipped on a lot at school.
Oh, yeah. Me too.
You were a problem at school?
I was, yeah. I don't know really why. I never really knew why I was in such trouble.
But you were.
Are we closing? I grew out of it at some point.
Are we closing with anything special, or are we just closing?
Or don't forget Long School of Dance this next weekend, the Symphony on Tuesday.
Symphony's on Tuesday.
And what else? And I have a
and
bell buckle. Banquet Hall,
and Middle Tennessee Music. So, folks, thank you very much for being with us. We love you. We'll see you next time.